Hey guys, at PGA Show, day one. Gonna meet up with Rick Murphy today. He's our PGA Pro. He's been doing a great job setting up shop, getting his golf sim for teaching and coaching. We're gonna go meet up with him and see what he has to say. All right, so you're a PGA Pro. You've been teaching on the course and off the course, and now you've got a golf simulation for teaching and coaching. How's that going for you?
Right. So, for 30 years, I've had a facility that we had indoor hitting bays, but we never used a simulator. And also, we would go outside and set up play stations, practice stations, and never really crossed my mind that I could monetize, and grow my business with a simulator. So I just recently installed the simulator, and I purchased and put it together myself. So I went to East Coast Netting and I bought their R40 screen. It was unbelievable. I bought it 11 feet tall, 16 feet wide, and then I already had the mat that I needed and the launch monitor. So I needed to research and find the perfect projector for me. So through some contacts I have and friends that I have, I kept hearing BenQ, BenQ, and I'm asking, what is BenQ? I've heard of Sony and all the other projector companies or companies that make projectors, but never BenQ. So I dug in, did a little research, contacted the company, got the information that I needed, and it's been really good. Over the last couple of months, I've increased my lesson revenue on the days that weather was inclement. And we couldn't go outside, so typically there would be a cancellation because a lot of people just don't want to hit indoors into a net.
Yeah.
They like to see the ball flight and they like for it to feel real. So um, for me, in my words, I would bite the bullet and install the simulator. So through a lot of trial and error, finally I have it exactly the way I want it. And but with the BenQ projector, it is phenomenal what I see on the screen. And maybe we can get a couple of people here together where I can watch them hit balls and ask them what their experience is. But it's just great. My students love it.
Yeah.
They tell me that the feel is like being outdoors. It feels real. So maybe
That's
that
awesome to
answers
hear.
your question.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
it's good.
So, and I think a lot of what that is there's a lot of we had TVs that were like 1080p, and now we've kind of moved into 4K, and that's been a huge jump in that more pixels and stuff like that to make it feel real, right?
Right.
So I think that's a huge reason why that maybe your customers are feeling that way, the color accuracy and whatnot. But we love to hear, from PGA pros like you, and then, also like what your customers are saying as far as their experience goes.
So the 4K is the big deal, right? So a 4K laser projector, I would suppose a few years ago was quite expensive, correct?
Yeah.
And you may spend several $1,000s on a projector like that. So people would opt for something that's economical, but you're not going to get that same experience. So what I've found with a 4K laser projector that BenQ makes is that not only has it brought the cost down to enter that market with that, it has also given my students that real feel of being outside and outdoors. The coloration is incredible. But it's really important that you understand when you're using software that it's 4K software, and using the BenQ 4K laser projector, it's like the real deal.
Yeah. Yeah. Once you make it all match up,
Yeah.
you're gonna get there and
Yeah.
immersive, and everybody's feeling great.
Right.
Getting better teaching and better coaching. So that's awesome.
Another
That's
good
awesome.
point
Um, so do you feel like it's added, like what level of value do you feel like it's added to your customer, and just in general to your coaching?
there. Well, I think it's probably in the eyes of my customer. They feel like they can come out anytime they have a lesson scheduled, number one. And that they know that if we're not outdoors, that they're going to experience something that's like outdoors. So I think that's a big plus for my student. It's a big plus for me on the business model side.
So We've been here at the PGA show. We've talked to some people, right? Golf simulation. You've been using golf simulation,
Yeah.
and talking with customers and talking with your constituents. Who would you recommend golf simulation for?
To anyone, to any golf professional for sure, that has the ability to have an indoor facility or some location within their club or clubhouse. I've even seen them in maintenance barns, okay, where a part of the maintenance building wasn't being used and someone has put a simulator in there, so they'll take their students there. But not only for the PGA professional or the teaching or coach, but the students. So, we were talking with a PGA professional just a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
And one of the ideas she had was, hey, students spend a lot of dollars on instruction, playing golf. She had students come back and say, hey, do you know how much money I spent on golf over the last year?
Yeah.
So she thought it was a heck of an idea to say, okay, let's sit down. You spent this dollar amount. Why not, to get better, let's say in a faster way perhaps, or have the ability to practice more, why not put a simulator in an office? Okay, maybe there's a room somewhere in your office building, or definitely one at home in the house, in a garage where you can have access to that, or maybe a family room that's upstairs on a third floor that hasn't been used.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of options for that, or even building something small out back. So all those things can be accomplished, and it's going to be money and dollars that are well spent, okay, because you're going to increase your level of performance.
Thanks, Rick, for joining us today. We appreciate it. Here at the PGA show, it's been great to get your insights and understand, exactly what it's like as a PGA Pro with a golf simulator,
Yeah.
and how much value it's added for you and your business.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yeah,
Thank you, Matt.
no problem.